Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. I guess today we can talk about some music. I'll see you then.
Yeah, let's do pop.
And hello! Today, we're looking at new album from Animal Collective, Painting With.
Painting with what, Kit?
I know, that's just the name of the album. What can I do? I can't do anything, I'm just Campbell. Animal Collective are an experimental pop, come electronic, come psychedelic band formed in 1999. Characteristically, music is full of these quite uniquely Animal Collective vocal harmonies. The use of vocals is like an essential instrument to them. You feel me? They use it like an instrument, like a synthesizer. It's just rhythms and notes. It's very Animal Collective.
That's a great descriptor.
Yeah.
You know that rule that you're taught in like year 4 or something, where they're like, when you're describing the meaning of a word, don't use the same word to describe it.
Yeah.
You kind of just broke that rule.
You said fuck that rule.
Yeah, fuck that rule. I'm Kit Campbell. I'm a fucking maverick.
I only follow one rule, and that's rule number 1. Break all the rules.
Rule number 1.
And you know what I said to that rule?
Rule number 2.
Fuck that rule.
Except rule number 1.
I started listening to these guys only about a year ago, you know, and I jumped in on their 2009 album, Merriweather Post Pavilion, which I believe is their most celebrated and commercially successful album to date. I think... I didn't think too much of 2012 Centipede Hurts. I don't know how you guys feel about that, or if you listen to it. I know you've probably listened to it.
It was right.
And but we heard the single "Lying in the Grass" from this upcoming album, and we were like, "Fuck me." And then we were like, "This sounds amazing! It sounds amazing! I'm so excited! They're back! They're killing it! They're on top of the fucking world!" And we was like so excited to press play on that first song up there, FloriDada. And you know what? I clicked on it and I went, huh, pretty damn good. It was touching me in all the right notes, all the right places. FloriDada, FloriDada.
Do you want me to follow up on that?
Yeah, I was hoping you'd go.
Yeah. FloriDada.
No, I was hoping you'd just sing along with the chorus.
No.
Flora.
It was it was very upbeat. It was very kind of party-esque in a way.
Yeah.
It was very eclectic, enthusiastic, and it was very...
Good effort, guys. Really well done. You really
Well done,
put the time in there.
Good job, guys. Yeah, it was a
I
good
don't
song.
know. This whole album,
Hey.
in total,
In total.
how are you feeling as a total, Gareth? This whole album.
Well, I've always had this like core problem with Animal Collective, right? Which is that although I like what they're doing, I like all the bits. Like I like that FloriDada, right? Although it does get pretty annoying after a while. It's sort of,
Dude,
it's
that
it's a
song.
little bit repetitive.
I like the chorus in that song. That's probably my favorite thing about the song. It was the chorus. The FloriDada, FloriDada, Flora. But like, how long is that song? It's like 5 minutes, something.
4 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay. Well, anyway, you get sort of like 2/3 through it, and you're like, okay, that's enough. Are we still going?
I've always felt they have sort of a bit of a weird disconnect between like the music they're doing, a sort of IDM-y, sort of lots of percussion-y sort of bits of synthesizer, like instrumentals, and then their vocals. They have this weird feeling where they're really, really upbeat, especially in their vocals. But some of their instrumentals like sound more like they could have been off like a normal IDM-y thing, and then they're sort of this weird mix of them has never sort of clicked for me that much. And this album, most of it is the same as that, where I'm kind of like, I like bits of what they're doing here, but it never sort of clicks as a song for me. Where I'm like, yeah, I really just can get into this song and the rhythm of it, like. But there are, including the single, a few really good songs on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight in and say, you know what? "Lying in the Grass," the single, was the best song on the album.
I agree. I think it was.
I can totally agree with
It
that.
was the best song on the album.
It was.
Followed closely by, I would say, "Golden Gal," then "FloriDada,"
Oh yeah.
then "On Delay." On delay.
I would say followed by Vertical.
Oh.
I really like Vertical.
Did that tickle your fancy, did it?
I think it goes to the problem I normally have with their songs, where in Vertical the lyrics were more held back. Like normally the lyrics are way forward in the mix, like they are the central thing. But in this, it was more held back, and it had a really cool bass sound in there, and I really liked the rhythm they were going for.
This album as a whole has loads of kind of features which are prevalent throughout the entire album. The synths that they use are all very retro sounding and kind of distorted and warm.
They're very,
But also
they're very
quite
traditional synthesizers.
Yeah, they're quite simplistic. That's a spoiler for later on. But they also try out this new kind of alternating vocals thing, which is featured on quite a lot of the songs.
Yeah, it's
Like 5 songs, something like that.
I found it quite grating after a while, to be honest. And I'm like,
I think you described it very well when you said it's because they kind of use it like a synthesizer.
Yeah.
Because I very much think of the way they use vocals is like an old synthesizer where they have an arpeggiator on it, and so it's like, and they just put the words in there, sort of thing, and they just go with it. And sometimes it works so well, like in FloriDada. And sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, like my favourite use of it was on Lying in the Grass.
Yes. Yeah, that was awesome.
I think that was pretty spot on.
Alright.
Pretty spot on.
Alright, you know.
Except they weren't just saying booby or booba.
Yeah.
Like,
2 out of 10. But the synth work on this is way more prevalent than on their other stuff. It does seem to be a very synth-based album.
Yes.
But I know what you mean in the sense that there seem to be some really standout songs on here, but once you get about a minute or two into any of the other tracks, you seem to have already explored everything that they're trying to go for. They
It's
don't
like a
really...
lesser version of what I've already heard.
I feel like if you listen to like Lying in the Grass and maybe a few others, like you've got the idea of this album.
Yeah.
And it's
But
just
I
lots
wouldn't
of
say
different
that any of the
ways
songs are bad.
Yeah, same. I'd say it's still a good album. I'd say one disappointing thing is that I know people always want to move on from their previous work. They don't want to stagnate, and they got to stick with the times to be, good in general. But this album kind of lacked those beautiful hooks. And where's the psychedelia gone? I loved the kind of psychedelic feelings on Post Pavilion, Merryweather.
I did feel like that was one thing where now they feel less like, because they don't have that psychedelic thing. They just feel like they're sort of just trying to make a sort of poppier song with a weird style now.
Yeah. It's the
It
style.
kind of doesn't fit.
I've always liked their style, but it's just getting a bit overbearing on this album for me. Yeah, so...
It's been very overbearing for me in this review.
I'm so overbeared.
Yeah, the vocals have just been cascading down upon my ears
So
for the
many
last...
bears above us.
That's not what that means.
I just want an excuse for one of us to edit a bear in.
Overall, none of these songs are bad.
Yeah.
None of them get crazy boring like a minute in, but by the time that a song ends, you kind of you don't kind of feel as though you want to listen to it.
I was never bored, but I was on the verge of being annoyed at some point.
At the end of every song, you get to the verge of boredom, and then they don't quite let you get there. Then you get to the next song, and as I went through the album, because they were all quite similar, that threshold of where I was getting almost bored kept moving slightly forward in every song as it went on and on and on.
On and on and on.
Until the end.
Don't you mean on,
Until the end, where yeah, exactly.
Until
Until the end, where I was getting a little bit bored.
Okay.
Okay, favourite songs, James?
Songs. FloriDada.
FloriDada,
Lying in the Grass.
Flying in the Grass. That didn't go on.
And then kind of tied because I really liked Hocus Pocus, I really liked Golden Girl, and I really like Recycling.
Yeah, recycling's just a good all-round thing to do.
You will be
Eco-friendly.
Gareth?
Mine are Lying in the Grass and Vertical.
Okay. Mine is Lying in the Grass, FloriDada, On Delay, and Golden Girl. Okay, out of 10 from you, please, Gareth Greg.
Well, like, as I said, I didn't
Interesting stuff. James?
7.
I'm going to have to give it a 6, and that's all we've got time for on the site.
I'll give it a 6 as well.
6, 7.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
We've got a Twitter, we've got a Facebook, we've got a YouTube, and some other stuff. Comment, subscribe, like, I don't know, do what you want. Catch you later.